Hello everybody, it's Stephen here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the birthday book tag because it's my birthday this week, so what better time to do it? Anyway, I hope you enjoy this tag. So here goes. Okay, question number one, birthday cake. A book that seems cliche, but you adore it anyway. For me, that'd have to be Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Now, the book itself actually has so many cliche tropes in it, it is unbelievable. But the author himself is actually a self-proclaimed Chinibyo. Now, a Chinibyo, if you don't know what it is somebody who overreacts to everything and lives in their own fantasy world. So they pretend they're a magician when they're opening doorways, like your automatic doors. They just act over the top and are just completely and utterly crazy. And to be fair, I think I went through that kind of stage myself, so I know exactly where he's coming from. The book itself has a lot of tropes, and as I said, your overpowered protagonist, lots of love interests from the women who fall madly and utterly in love with him, even though he has no right for them to fall in love with him. Just the attitudes of the people and the systems built into it. It is everything you'd expect from a shonen isekai, and I love it. I've literally found myself bursting out laughing while reading this on the bus, getting funny looks off people. So this is probably my most cliche book that I adore. Okay, number two, party guests. Your most anticipated release this year. For me, that would be... Ooh, that's a tough one. There's probably two. First one would be Arifureta from Commonplace World's Strongest. The final book in this series is actually scheduled to be released this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the final book plays out, although I pretty much know how it's going to be because, as I said, it is so cliched. Now, the second one is actually a series of books I've picked up this year, and it's called Ascendance of a Bookworm, and it's become probably my most favourite book in recent memory. And the next book in the series is due out in, let me think, we're in April now, so May. It's next month, which is fantastic. I found myself so absorbed in this story to the fact where I could actually get through one of the books in a single day if I didn't have anything else on. So I cannot wait. In fact, I've gone and bought the Kindle early release edition while I wait for it to come out on paperback because I just can't wait for it. Okay, number three, birthday presents. A book that surprised you with how much you loved it. Now I'm actually going to go off the line novels here to another section of books that I read and got into because of this first book, in fact. And I'm thinking about doing a section of these on my channel going forward at some point. And this book is called Horus Rising from the Black Library. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's based on a hobby system created by a model company called Games Workshop. Now, the Black Library produces all of the lore and history and the stories behind this hobby system. It's actually a grim, dark future set in the 41st millennium where mankind is constantly at war with alien civilizations. And this is how one of the biggest wars in the history of this universe happened. So I was expecting to sort of like it because I was been in the hobby since a very young age, but I've always seen it more as a hobby and rather not the story background. So I thought I'd get the book, see how I enjoyed it, and I rarely got into it and rarely got into the series as a whole, and I bought quite a few of them. Okay, number four, Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserves the hype that it got. Now, some people will love this author, some people won't. But for me, it's got to be Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. The book has been hyped left, right, and centre by me, by other booktubers. But I also know that it's also one that some people don't like, so it could be a bit of a controversial answer. Myself, though, I loved it. It was recommended to me by a friend that I used to work with, and I just got engrossed in the storyline and his writing. He's a fantastic author, especially for new people coming to the genre. So for me, I think it deserved all the hype. So if you haven't read it and you're wanting a book to get into kind of high fantasy, then I definitely recommend this book. Okay, question number five. Happy Music, a book with some very beautiful and memorable quotes. For For me, this is probably going to be one of the first books I read, and that is The Last of the Renshai and the Renshai series by Mikizuka Reichart. She actually has quotes above every one of her chapters, and I just absolutely adore the book and some of the quotes in it. In fact, one of my favourite quotes is actually from that book, and that is, "I can be there for you when you need me, like now, but I can't not be there when you don't. I guess you're just stuck with me." Okay, question number 6. Getting older, a book that you read a long time ago, but you think you'd appreciate reading it more now. For me, it's probably got to be the Lord of the Ring trilogy. I read it years and years ago, and to be fair, I didn't appreciate it too much back then. I found it very hard going and very heavy reading for the time. I rarely enjoyed the movies, but a lot of you who have read the books will know there's a lot of differences between them. And I just think at the time, I just wasn't into that kind of heavy kind of writing. I think now that I've gotten older, I'd probably appreciate it a lot more. So I think I might give them a go at some point in the near future and just see how I handle them nowadays. Okay, number 7, Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you happy in sad or demanding times. For me, it would be The Last of the Renshai again. I read this as a teenager when I was suffering through some really bad depression. The book itself isn't really majorly uplifting. It isn't that kind of deep, kind of understanding kind of book. But it's a book that allowed me to escape to a completely different world, and it's got the kind of storyline that I absolutely adore. So it helped me get through a lot of tough times because I could just engross myself in that book over and over again, and I just kept on rereading it whenever I felt down. So for me, it's got to be The Last of the Renshai. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, everybody.